X-Play TV's only video game show that has been pestilence-free since late 2008. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessa. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles.
All right, coming up, we shoot our Glock sideways as we go hands-on with 50 Cent's Blood on the Sand. God, I hate it when I get blood on my sand.
Yeah, my sand's ruined. We'll reveal a never-before-seen chapter in our exclusive demo of the game. And in honor of Mr. Curtis James Jackson III, we'll run down the top 5 rappers we think deserve their own video game in today's X list.
Then joining us in studio are the guys from Mega 64, the clown princes of internet comedy. Bring your favorite video games to life, and we've got some FaceTime with the crew.
Plus, where the hell is the next Zelda game? X-Play investigates. In the news, it's going to shock you, I can assure you.
But first, if there is one person you don't want to cross while in the Middle East, it's 50 Cent. In his new game, Blood on the Sand, some ne'er-do-wells steal the rapper's crystal skull. What was he doing there? And why does he have a crystal skull? I mean, really, who cares? But it's bound to be better than the last Indiana Jones movie, and who can argue with catchphrases like, "Surprise, bitches!" Time now for our exclusive hands-on demo.
Stealing is bad enough, but jacking a diamond-encrusted skull from a hip-hop mogul? Now you're just asking to have a hammer drop. 50 Cent and the rest of the G Unit are back in action in Blood on the Sand, busting caps on terrorists and gunning for an evil tyrant. And as we all know, Mr. Cent has the sickest vendetta when it comes to getting his cheddar. Word. Joining us today for this exclusive look at 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, brand manager at THQ, Waleed Kamel. Thanks so much for dropping by and bringing this game. Clearly, this is not the same 50 Cent game we once saw a few years back, which is a very, very good thing. Who's working on the game, and what's the direction that the game is taking?
Yeah, Swordfish Studios working on the game. We got a new developer with new technology, new game consoles. It's a completely different game. I think people have been really surprised. You know, this game, let's just say it, it's better than it has any right to be as a licensed game featuring a rapper. We can get that out there right now. I think people have really been surprised that it's being mentioned in the same breath as some of the top shooters coming out this year, because you see, we have the great cover mechanics, awesome weapons, a lot of explosions, smooth controls. We also have our own identity here with the cool point system. You get scored on every kill you make. You get a lot of combos. You can see, how the scores are coming up on the screen here. So we've got a lot to offer here.
Now, I think the first thing that strikes a lot of people, outside of the fact that the game's very pretty to look at, is that this does not look like it's taking place in the streets of Brooklyn.
Absolutely, we're taking a very different
What
direction
is the story, and how has 50 Cent found himself in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, this is really 50 Cent's action movie. It's taken the direction of being the summer blockbuster, and the plot is a very big part of that. You know, it's over the top, it's loud. It's basically 50 Cent is in a fictional country performing for a sold-out concert. His payment has been stolen by gangsters, so he gets this priceless diamond-encrusted skull in exchange for this payment. And then that skull gets stolen too by the gangsters. At this point, enough is enough. 50 is going to do anything it takes to get it back. Gets into these 24 non-stop levels of pure action to get the skull back.
Well, I love the idea that Damien Hirst causes this much, havoc and violence somewhere in an unknown country.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the game is a shooter, but you were mentioning the point system. Like, what are some of these new additions to help give it a unique identity?
Right. You can see every time we're seeing a kill here, a combo meter is showing up on the top of the screen. You see it's kill X2 here, the kill X3. Every time you get a kill, you get point multipliers, and your kills are scored based on basically the style of the kill. Were you exposed? Did you get a headshot? Did you remember to taunt the enemy as you killed them? Did you cause an explosion? We want to see as many of those cool action movie moments as possible and a reward for the player for doing that.
Now, I would assume if you're doing this point system that also these levels are very replayable, and it's designed for you to go back and go through them on several occasions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game will score you at the end based on, did you get a bronze, silver, or gold medal? That will determine what you unlock in the game. We got a lot of content, music videos, concept art, music that you can unlock in the game. You're going to find out it's a lot harder to get a gold medal than you think. You're going to want to play on hard mode, get those point multipliers up there, go quickly through the levels, don't take too much damage. And I think people are going to be playing it, trying to get on top of the online leaderboards, and should be a cool culture around this game, not only around the plot and the music, but also around the point system and who can be the best.
Now, I was curious, how do you work in 50's identity into the game? So it clearly is him and not just kind of a model that obviously looks like him.
Yeah, I mean, 50 Cent and the G Unit were involved very heavily in the game. They record a ton of VO work in the game. It is very rare you're going to have a moment where you're not hearing them. We've got the G Unit partner you can pick as to be Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, or DJ Who Kid. They all recorded their own taunts. It's really them spewing the profanity, what they would really say on the streets out there. And the player models, I mean, they do look just like
They really do. Now, speaking of the G unit, because there is co-op in the game as well, and I just want to make sure that we touch on
Absolutely.
that. How does that work inside Blood on the Sand?
It's online co-op, drop in, drop out. You find a player, the host plays as 50 Cent. The guy who wants to join can play as any of the G unit members. Make sure you do that. There's going to be some cool unlockables in the game when you play as those guys. And it gives you a chance to play from a different side, get some different VO work in there. And it'll give you a chance to beat the game on hard mode, which is otherwise very hard to do.
Now, one other thing I want to touch on, this is true for the original game, it sounds like it's more so for this. How much original music and how much music from 50 and G Unit is available in the game?
Yeah, it is an incredible value. You got 42 tracks in the game, 18 of which are exclusive, never before heard anywhere in the world. They will never be released anywhere else. If you're a 50 Cent fan, you got to try it. If you're not as familiar with his music, it's a great way to catch up on what the fuss is about and you know what he's been doing the past few years.
Now, just to clarify, these 18 tracks will not be available on the album that will be coming out around the same time.
Totally different tracks. It's a great time for 50 Cent fans. Check out the game and then check out his album. A lot of new music coming out and it should be a great time.
Wow, I gotta say, this is very exciting. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on you think is worth noting about the game?
I mean, just check it out. You know, we appreciate all the fans who've been watching our trailers and more to come. And you know, check it out February 24th. It's going to be a great game.
I'm going to brush up on my profanity to make sure I know how to play it.
Please do, Adam.
Thanks so much, Wally, for coming by and bringing the game.
All right.
All right, with that, let's send it back over to Morgan.
As a man that's been shot 9 times, 50 Cent is a good fit as a character and an over-the-top shooter. But what about all the other rappers out there who deserve their own video game? In today's X-List, we take a look at games that might work for them. Number 5 is NBA Jam Master Jay. With famed basketball acrobatics, play against the best hoops players of all time while also trying to solve Jam Master Jay's unsolved murder. 50 Cent may not like the results, allegedly.
Coming in at 4 is DM Extreme Police Officer Impersonation Beach Volleyball. Combine the great game of volleyball with incarcerated rapper DMX's passion for impersonating police officers. Fun for the entire family on parole.
Number 3 is Soulja Boy of Fortune. Crank that Soulja Boy of Fortune loud as you play through this war battler and fight against every rapper jealous of your one-hit wonder success. Special Ja Rule unlockable.
Coming in at number 2 is Jedi Outcast. In this LucasArts game, Andre 3000 trains to become the ultimate Jedi Knight. The final boss battle is against Big Boy for the right to still perform under the name Outcast, not for Beyonce or Lucy Liu.
But the number 1 game is Where in the World is Tupac Shakur? Journey around the world to follow up on all reported sightings of famed rapper Tupac Shakur. Is he in Thailand? Is he in Bermuda? Is he in Kansas? Play Where in the World is Tupac Shakur and find out.
Now, before we forget, let's get all of the day's top headlines in our gaming update.
First up, if your friends start talking about something exclusive, infected, and free, don't panic. They're probably just downloading the new Resident Evil 5 demo from Xbox Live. Starting today, Xbox Live Gold subscribers can team up with a friend to try out 2 stages from the beginning of the game. The demo enables 2-player co-op and will be available exclusively on Xbox Live for 1 week before popping up on the PlayStation Network. The retail version of Resident Evil 5 won't hit store shelves until March 13th. Next, the metal gods have spoken. Yes, the full track list for Guitar Hero Metallica is finally revealed. Metallica's official website recently posted a list of the game's 49 songs. A title will pack a total of 28 Metallica songs, with the remaining 21 songs coming from artists that include everyone from Slayer to The Sword. The game will also pack an Expert Plus difficulty level that will allow drummers to utilize dual bass pedals. Look for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of the Guitar Hero Metallica March 29th. Finally, Microsoft recently confirmed that Aces, the development studio behind the 27-year Flight Simulator series, has officially been grounded. A Microsoft spokesperson has since confirmed that despite recent layoffs, Microsoft is committed to the Flight Simulator and will continue to support their franchise. That's it for today's gaming update. Now, for the latest news, be sure to check out our website, g4tv.com/xplay. But now, let's send it over to Adam, who has some shocking news.
It's been a while. Too long, some might say, myself included, since the last Zelda game. We couldn't help but wonder, what's taking so long? Are they coding issues, processor limits, waggle threshold? Well, we did some digging and found out that it's none of these things. Nintendo's actually having a little trouble with the stars of the series.
Here's Link. Link, what's the word, my man?
Hey, how's it going?
Where have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been up to, I wanted to take this time to give you an exclusive story. Twilight Princess is in our last performance in a game as a game character. I'm not doing video games anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I want to concentrate on my music. Jermaine Dupri dropped some new sounds, and I think it's going to be really
Okay.
good.
All right, that's good.
Well,
That's
no,
funny.
I think it's, I mean, I've been there, done that performance-wise, and I think it's this kid Tingle's time. It's his time now.
Yeah, you got me.
Why are you
All
laughing?
right.
Why are you laughing?
Well, I mean, I get the sense that you're kidding right now.
And I'm dead serious.
Well, why would you do that?
I gotta go. Thanks.
Link, Tingle, is this for real? Tingle, Link. That's it, he's done. He's
I
done.
gotta find a bathroom.
I have a new reality show coming on E! Keeping Up with the Tingles.
Coming up on X-Play, we're joined in the studio by some of our favorite funny gamers. Get ready to meet the men behind the net sensation Mega 64 and get a preview of their latest video game farce. Then we go on location for a closer look at some seriously demented puppets. The director of Slither takes us inside his Xbox Live horror short, Sparky and Michaela. All that and more right after this.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, if you have been out in the real world and seen some of your favorite video games come to life, then there's probably a person with a camera nearby. And that camera is more than likely operated by someone from Mega 64, the internet sensation that's had the likes of Miyamoto in their sketches. Get ready for some FaceTime.
When you think of video games and TV, you think of this man right here. Adam Sessler. How's it going, Adam?
If you follow games, then you need to get acquainted with Mega 64. The internet comedy group skewers video game culture in over-the-top parodies and guerrilla-style public ambushes. Let's find out what we can expect from Rocco, Derek, and Sean in 2009. Joining us today, director of Mega 64, Derek Acosta, the voice of Marcus, Sean Chatfield, and the founder of Mega 64, Rocco Botti.
Hi.
And guys, thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So I guess let's get a little bit of history. How long have you guys been together, and how did it all start, Rocco?
I think, gosh, it's been it's like 5 years now, almost 6. Yeah, we were just out of high school and we were bored. And just thought, we were big fans of shows like the Tom Green Show, and we thought, wow, look how America is sick of this guy. They could be sick of us too. And we played a lot of video games and just somehow spat this out.
So exactly, what were some of the first sketches? I mean, what was the direction you intended to go with in the beginning?
I think at first we wanted to make it more of a show where we'd do reviews, and then the video game sketches kind of took a background. At first we had written a lot and we would just do basically Mario and stuff like that, and then those skyrocketed and we thought, maybe we should just focus our show on making idiots out of ourselves.
Yeah. And it actually started as a public access show that just somehow wound up on the internet, and now we do stuff on the internet because only our immediate families were watching public access. So,
as someone who had a public access show himself, I understand.
There you go. See?
Completely.
Yeah,
It
works out.
A lot of the fun stuff on the show is that very guerrilla style. How do you come up with the idea, and how do you plan the execution? I mean, is it thought out, or do you just turn on that camera and see what happens?
We usually just turn on the camera. Sometimes we kind of get a location in mind and we kind of stake it out and say, okay, there's a building right there, walk around there and I'll be there with the camera and then do whatever you're going to do. But that's as far as it really goes. It's kind of just all, by the seat of our pants, I guess you could say.
Now, how do you sort of pick the people that you're going to, I don't want to say harass, but the people that you'll incorporate into your piece? I mean, because you never know how they're really going to react.
I think we have a good eye for finding the person who is going to be most annoyed by what we're doing, and we usually just focus on that person.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, has it ever gone so far that you became slightly in danger? Like the guy was going to take a swing at you?
I think that's what Rocco tries to get every time he goes out.
No one's hit me yet, and I'm really disappointed. No one has done this. And like, we try, look, there's that woman, she's shopping for baubles, She's not gonna want an assassin from the Crusades touching her back. I still haven't gotten hit. I'm very disappointed.
So this is almost kind of like a plea right now to see if you're in the San Diego area, swing at one of these guys.
Anybody watching out there, if you see Rocco in costume, take a swing.
I don't want to get hit.
That'd be funny. I'm not saying necessarily do that.
As long as the cameras are rolling.
Oh, yeah, make sure.
As long as we capture it.
So let's talk for a moment about the 2000. Outside of the hopes of getting hit, what are some of the other things that we can look forward to from Mega 64 in 2009?
Wow.
Well, right now we're working on our version 3. It's our 3rd DVD. It should be out this year for sure. I'm gonna say it's officially coming out this year for sure.
We are working on we're actually working on a full-length musical with a lot of skits that are based on music games and stuff like that, and hopefully it won't be miserable.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. We once kicked that around too here. So you guys brought an exclusive clip. Set this up. Now this takes place at Comic-Con in 2008.
Comic-Con 2008.
Check this out.
Last day, I was extremely tired. We always go kind of crazy at the end of Comic-Con, and I was just walking through the thing, and I saw this particular individual building this house of cards, and I just, you'll see for yourself.
All right, so let's see what happens when you're building a house of cards at
Everyone's
Comic-Con.
been waiting for.
All right, roll this clip.
Roll it. All right. There you go. That was an exclusive clip.
Thank you.
So you just walked up to some kid who'd been working on a house of cards and just knocked it over.
Knocked it over.
Were you planning that all day? Were you keeping an eye on it so it got big enough?
We were working on it. It was 30 days of where is there going to be the most effective house of cards to be knocked over, and we finally found it at Comic-Con. It was a lot of planning. $60,000.
All right. Well, I gotta say, I think for 2009 Comic-Con, people might want to think about heavier building materials.
Yeah,
just in case you guys are roaming.
Because you never know what I'm gonna do.
We'll knock it all down.
Well, thank you for that sneak peek of malicious mischief, and obviously good luck to you guys for 2009. Now, people want to check out your videos. They just discovered you now. Where can they find you?
We're at mega64.com. We're also on YouTube. If you go to YouTube/mega64, we're there as well.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. And definitely, if you haven't seen them, check out Mega 64. It is very, very funny stuff. And with that, let's send it over to Morgan.
When X Play returns, we go on location with the director of Slither to check out the demented Xbox Live horror meets comedy short, Sparky and Michaela. Don't move. Welcome back to X-Play. Now, the director of Slither, James Gunn, has a pretty twisted mind. He has teamed up with Xbox to bring you Sparky and Michaela, a tale of depraved puppets. I mean, who would stoop to such a level for a cheap joke?
Hell yeah, Morgan. You tell him. Roll the clip, bitches.
With the help of Microsoft and Saffron Digital Group, some well-known horror directors are cooking up some little-known projects for Xbox Live.
How's it going?
I am hanging out with James Gunn, director of Slither, and we're talking Xbox Live horror meets comedy. James, tell me about your project.
Well, I'm creating a show called Sparky and Michaela. It's sort of a Saturday morning cartoon in the style of Sidney Marty Krofft or Electra Woman and Diana Girl, but gone completely rancid.
Thankfully, it was just city like Cincinnati and not one of the good ones.
And it's about a puppet raccoon and his crime-fighting partner, a young teenage superhero girl by the name of Michaela. And this takes place in a universe where raccoons and humans really don't get along. Raccoons have committed constant atrocities against human beings over the years, and for them to be working together is sort of a taboo thing to be doing.
It's a raccoon wearing a human head for a hat.
It also reminds us that low budget isn't always a bad thing.
For me, it's very refreshing to work on something this low budget. I started out making low budget movies, you know, and being able to get back to just having complete control over what I'm doing, have a small crew, care a lot more about the ideas and the humor than the big spectacle of it all, not have to run everything through 1,000 bean counters and executives at the studios. And we worked out a deal with Xbox where I'm the owner of Sparky and Michaela. So it's much different than if we went in and made these things for a studio in which we would get maybe, you know, 1.5% of DVD and TV sales, and that's it. This is a thing where we're really profit participants. We own the projects, and we get to choose what we want to do with them.
Smells delicious.
Tomorrow on X-Play, we'll go all access with Infamous, the PlayStation 3 exclusive that gives you superpowers and a city to destroy. Plus, Blair's, Butler, and Herder team up like a billionaire and her young ward to bring you Fresh Ink, the video game comic book edition. It's everything you wanted to know about the continuing tales of Dead Space, Gears of War 2, and Mirror's Edge. Then we preview Champions Online, the new superhero MMO based on the classic pen and paper role-playing game. An all-new X-Play starts tomorrow night at 8. Don't miss it.
All right, see you next time.